has been a while since I have uploaded any kind of video to YouTube or done a podcast because I have not had a ton of knitting mojo, if I'm perfectly honest. So I recently got back in the swing of things, so I am here to share the things that I have been making. If this is your first time watching, my name is Kara of the Kinetic Knitter. That is my hand-dyed yarn business and also the name of my Instagram account. You can find all the info on where to find me and my shop below. Today I'm going to share some finished objects and I will share some whips and things I've been working on, some yarn acquisitions, but unfortunately I don't have any hand-dyed yarn to share at this time. There's a whole pile of stuff right over here for me to go through with you, so bear with me as I am using my phone to record this instead of my actual camera like I usually do. So yeah, just getting used to this new format, wondering if it's gonna work out, wearing my AirPods in hopes that the audio is good, but we'll see, and they always fall out, so if they fall out, I'm sorry. Okay, so let's get started with the elephant in the room, what I am wearing. This is the Simply Chic shawl. It is by, let's see, I actually have the pattern right here so I can just tell you. It's by Lisa K. Ross, and I knit it with a kit that I got at a yarn show last spring, summer. Anyway, I didn't even realize when I saw this hanging that I was picking the yarn colors of the actual finished object that was knit, but I just love the colors together so much. They're all by Sun Valley Fibers. And I can tell you it's their MCN base, which is 80% wool, 10% nylon, 10% cashmere, 400 yards per 100 grams. And there are 6 colors in this. So black, brown, coral, gold, light pink, and cream. I don't know if they have different names than that, but that's what's written on the pattern, so that's just what I'm gonna tell you. So I'll take it off so you can actually see it better. It's actually a pretty small shawl, so it knit up very quickly, which I appreciated, but it starts on this end with just a brown, well, this is the order that I chose by colors. You can choose your colors in whatever order you want. But this is a brown, and then it goes into this like creamy light pink, coral, hot coral, and then like a medium light pink, and then it's got this gold and black kind of pattern here. I will say I omitted one repeat of this section. I thought it would just be too wide because it's garter and I knew it would stretch. Then there's this cool design. It's like a slip stitch checker pattern. And then the gold here and this basket weave stitch, and then this plaid stitch, and this like brick stitch, and then just like a simple striping at the end. And you actually bind off in knit. Well, it's hard to show, but anyway, so it's just like a triangle shawl. And it's gorgeous. I love the palette. I love everything about it. And it's just, I wore it to dinner last night with friends and it was the perfect little accessory. So that is my first finished object to share. Most recently finished. Actually, that might be a lie. The socks I'm gonna show you next are probably my most recently finished, and it's very warm in here, so I'm just gonna take this off for now. Okay, so speaking of socks, the next thing I knit was a pair of socks, kid socks in this DK weight yarn I got from Melanated Boho Bay. I participated in Pi Day a year-ish ago, and we all dyed like pie inspired or like dessert inspired yarns. And so hers are, I have the label, where did I put it? I literally just had it. Here it is. Here's her label, focus. And then it's called Disney Pie. It's a DK weight base, 75/25, 49 yards each skein. So that's what these socks are made of. and they're a kid's size sock. Now the pattern I followed, I will tell you, is a free pattern on Ravelry, and they're called the Vanilla Dutch socks. I think because the heel is a Dutch heel, which I kind of did, kind of didn't. The directions were really confusing to me, so I just kind of went with what I knew and fudged it a little. But yeah, it's a free pattern by Katherine Smart, and I found it on Ravelry. So I don't know if this is really gonna fit my friend's daughter like I intend, but if they don't, I have a cousin who has a kid a little bit younger that maybe they'll fit her, and if they're too small for her, then I will gift them to my other friends who have a daughter who's about 3 who they should fit. So whoever they end up fitting gets these. But they're just really fun, very Disney, very little girl inspired colors. So I think they'll be fun gift to give. Okay, next up for finished objects, I made the Darrowby socks. I don't even know if that's how you say that, but they're actually a colorwork knit sock pattern by Summer Lee. And I just really like the texture on the sock, which I'll show you in a sec, but I omitted the color work at the top of the cuff because I really just wanted the texture. So this was my first time making socks for a man, and they're quite large, but the texture I'm talking about is this. And it's really easy. It might look complicated, but I assure you it's not. It's just like this, there's just a purling pattern in there that helps create that really pretty texture. So I dyed up yarn myself in a color that I thought he would like, and then used some Scrappy yarn I had dyed in a colorway I once had called White Sand Beach for the toes and the heels. But yeah, so there's no texture on the bottom of the foot, which is typical for a sock with texture. And yeah, they turned out really nicely. You can see I wasn't super concerned with consistency when I dyed the yarn. I just threw it in the water because I knew it was for someone that I knew. So I wasn't too concerned about it because I knew I wasn't planning to sell it and it was gonna be a one of a kind. But on camera, it looks a lot more varied than it does in real life. In real life, it just looks pretty solid. But I really like this tone of blue. It's like, leans a little green. It's got some teal and just, I don't know, it's a really nice blue. Yeah, I'm really happy with the way they turned out. And I had them try them on as I was making them and they fit them perfectly. So pretty excited about that. Yeah. I don't have much else to say about these socks, just that I enjoyed knitting them, but I will say making socks for a man's feet takes a bit longer than I'm used to, but they turned out really nicely, so excited about those. Can I say I'm excited about these again? Okay, and then the last finished object I have is actually also by Summer Lee. She designed a hat. It is called the why can't I find where I wrote it? Oh, the Hibernal Hat, which is a DK weight, or I think she might have an option for fingering weight with holding it double with a lace weight. Anyway, I made mine in DK weight using Let's Picnic colorway by, oh my gosh, Little Lionhead Knits. So this is like my third time using this color because I'm obsessed with it. Okay, so you can see it has like a really subtle texture on the hat, which I really like. I don't really want to put it on, if I'm honest, because I realized after I made it, the hat looks so cute on Summer. In her video, I just love the look of it on her, but then when I put it on my head, I don't know, I think I just don't like fitted hats on me. I like them to have a little more fabric material kind of going up or slouching a little, and so I'll put it on, whatever, doesn't matter. But I just don't love the look of a fitted hat. So you can see that's the hat. I don't know. It's a very cute hat. I like it, but I may re-gift it to someone who would actually wear it more. But yeah, it's such a soft yarn, this DK yarn. I really love it. So that is the end of my finished objects today. Let's see, what do I have next? I guess it would make sense to move to whips next. So I've some languishing whips and then some, I don't even know. I don't really have any new whips. They're all kind of languishing, so you may or may not have seen some of them before, but I will start with these socks. They're just vanilla socks, no specific pattern I'm following. But I'm almost done with the first sock. I believe I have shown these on this podcast before. I'm using my Plush sock base in the colorway Platinum for the gray main color that I'm holding throughout it. And then the stripes are made with Explorer Knits and Fibers, a mini set that she was offering. So I don't know the names of all of the colors, sorry. It was just a mini set she offered. But I'm following the same kind of thing Kay of Crazy Sock Lady did, but I held the gray for the entire heel, even around the front. And I think she just continued with the striping pattern on hers. So mine are a little bit different, but the same general idea. And I think she has the recipe for them in her Ravelry if you're curious, but it's really just alternating 4 of a color, then 2 rounds of the gray, and then 4 of the same color, 2 rounds of gray, and then you switch to the next color. So pretty simple striping pattern. And I've been working on these for a long time. Well, I should say they've been sitting in this project bag for a long time, not being worked on. Yeah. I'm flying through these, probably because I haven't done one in a while and I feel like I have a lot to share, so I'm just kind of flying. I also put my cat in my bedroom because she was meowing like crazy, because even though it's noon, she's ready for dinner. Okay, next whip is the longest languishing whip that I have. I would tell you who the bag's by, but I don't think she's making bags anymore. So I am using Knit Picks Twill base, which is a fingering weight in their Serpent Heather color, 183 yards per 50 grams. And it's this lovely golden yellow, mustardy, gross, perfect kind of yellow. I love it. Almost green. I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's more green. I don't know. Mustardy green. So I started this ages ago. It's nearly done. I have attached, it's a bottom up cardigan, and the sleeves have been attached. I'm just like so close to finishing it. You knit the sleeves first, and then if I come around the front and show you, it's got a really pretty lace panel, but I screwed up the last round. I read the lace chart upside down somehow and I screwed it up, and so it has literally just been sitting in this bag crumpled in a mess for literal years because I don't want to figure out what I did wrong and try to fix lace. I don't want to. Don't make me do it. So anyway, I'm trying to inspire myself to pick this back up. And I'm wondering if I can just keep going where I thought I was and have it not be a big deal. But I honestly don't know. I'm a little nervous because look how much work I've done. It's basically done. The sweater is basically done. I just need to because you knit the button band as you go. So I'd really just like to finish it and have it done. I really just have to get over the shoulders and do the collar and it's done. So I just need to power through figuring out what I did wrong and either fix it or just let the mistake exist and keep on going. If you have had a similar situation with one of your knits, what did you do? I don't know. I just don't want it to be ruined, you know? I don't know. Maybe it won't be that noticeable. Maybe my hair will cover up that part of the place. Maybe, I mean, my hair's really long. It's not impossible. Okay, moving on. All right, let's see here. I can fuss with that later. My last work in progress has also been on the needles for a while, and I think I have shown this one on the podcast. It is the Rad Plaid Cowl by Andrea Mowry, and I'll show you the yarn I'm using. I am using these colors together for this. It is Killearny National Park by Explorer Knits and Fibers, and then this one is called Monarch by Farmer's Daughter Fibers. Okay, so the Farmer's Daughter Fibers is called, the base is Moon Sisters, which is merino, nylon, and stellina, 438 yards for 100 grams. And then Killearny National Park is on her Denali sock, which is 80/20 merino nylon and 400 yards per 100 grams. And I actually have a sweater's quantity of this color, but then I realized after buying it, I just was never gonna make a sweater with a variegated yarn because I don't love variegated yarn on myself in a finished project. So I'm probably gonna make a shawl or something with the other two skeins of this, but this cowl, this is as far as I am. It is such a slow stitch pattern that, yeah, I don't know when I'm ever gonna finish this. I just pick it up and I do a little bit, like I put a progress keeper here so I knew where I was kind of when I picked it up last, and this is probably like 2 movies worth of knitting. So it's very slow progress, but I think it will be beautiful when it's done. If you couldn't tell, I'm also holding it with another Farmer's Daughter Fibers. Why can't I remember what this is called? It's their Surrey alpaca base. I can't remember the name, but it's in the same color. Yeah. Anyway, that's that one. That's just kind of my on the go knit because it has an easy stitch pattern to remember, or just not inspired to knit anything else I'm working on knit. So this will eventually get done. Who knows when. Not in a rush. We're coming into spring here, so I have until next winter that I need to even like want to wear it. Yeah, so that wraps up all of the whips that I have. So I guess I will share a couple of yarn acquisitions that I have. Let's see, I subscribe to the Farmer's Daughter Fibers sock club. So every month you get some sort of sock set. And the one I got for March, their sock squad, that's what it's called. The one I got for March is on their Highwood sock, which is an 80/20 merino nylon, 400 yards per 100 grams. And the color is Grandma's Hands. And it's a really beautiful rusty reddish pink, like with some brick brown tones in there. It's really beautiful. And then this like blue, steely blue gray mini. I don't know how well the color is grabbing on screen, but yeah, it's really beautiful. And I probably will make socks with it or throw it into a scarf or shawl or something. I like this color a lot. Pinks, warm tones, pinks, reds, rusts. I love all of those colors. I love a deep golden ochre or yellow, rusty orange. I love warms. So I was excited to get this one. And then I also did Woolberry's, Woolberry Fiber Co. does like a seasonal box with a book. And so I did the winter box. Or is it spring? I think I did the spring box that came with the book. I don't have the book by me, sorry, but this is the sock set that came with it. And it is called Wandering. It's their Berry Cozy base, which is 80% merino, 20% nylon, 560 yards, 140 grams between both the minis and the main skein. So it's really pretty. Hopefully you've opened yours now since we're nearing the end of March. If you haven't yet, I'm sorry for spoiling, but you probably should have opened this by now. Anyway, it's really pretty, subtle, reminds me of spring blooms for sure. So that'll be a pretty sock set that I'll make someday. And that is it for yarn and knitting related things. If you're curious about a little life update or other things that I've been up to while I've been trying to get my knitting mojo back, I'll share with you some of the things that I've been doing. Let's see. I have been reading more. One of my goals this year is to get back on the reading train. I used to read a ton, like 30 books a year, which I know some people do many more than that, but I don't. So now I'm trying to get back in the habit of reading before bed instead of watching a movie before bed, which is something I've always liked to do, is just watch a movie and fall asleep. But I guess that they say that's not good for your sleep hygiene. So I'm trying to read to get myself tired to sleep instead. So I recently finished Emily Henry's Happy Place, which I believe I've talked on here about already. I liked it. I would give it 4 stars, but it wasn't a 5-star book for me, just because I felt like it could have been a little bit more concise. But overall, I enjoyed the story and I enjoyed reading it. But I would say the first book I read of hers, The People We Meet on Vacation, I think that's still my favorite of hers. I also read Book Lovers. Gosh, is there another one I've read? Beach Read? Oh, I liked Beach Read too. Beach Read and The People We Meet on Vacation. Those are my favorite of the 4 that I've read. And then now, I forgot to bring it out here. I meant to bring it out here. Sorry. It's a book called The Golden Couple. Gosh, I don't want to get up and go get it, so I'm just gonna Google it. I'm sorry for being annoying and Googling it right now. But that's what I'm gonna do. Because I want to be able to tell you who the author is. Not that you couldn't figure that out on your own. It's called The Golden Couple by Greer Hendricks. And it's basically about a woman who she's a therapist, like a couples therapist, and she takes on a couple who is struggling with an infidelity situation, but she loses her license because she has a really bizarre approach to dealing with therapy. And so she does things in a really untraditional, non-conventional way. And so that's kind of what the book's about, and I'm just getting into it, and I'm halfway through it, and I was reading it last night, and there's a lot of mystery about it, so we'll see. But I got it through Book of the Month Club, which I subscribe to. You get one book every month for like $12.99 or something like that. So I do have a link in my bio, a referral link. They don't sponsor me. I don't get any free things from them actively, but I would get a referral credit if you use that, if you're a reader and you like a physical book like I do in your hands. Yeah, that's what I know about that. And then what else? I've been watching a lot of TV too. I binge watched Apples Never Fall on Peacock. Super good. Little mystery, family drama, Annette Bening's in it. Really good. And then I also binge watch already this week Three Body Problem on Netflix. It's more sci-fi, futuristic kind of technology, what it is or could do to our world type of vibes. I enjoyed it. I did not know that I would enjoy it. I thought it might be a little too, futuristic for me or something, but I liked it. I also did an entire puzzle while I watched it. So that's how I spent my Thursday night this week. And then also I'm watching The Bachelor. I love The Bachelor this season. I love Joey. So I can't wait to see who he picks in the end. One of the girls is from Minnesota. If you watch Bachelor, that's fun. We'll see how it all turns out. So I've watched other things too, but those are the ones that are coming to my mind as things that kind of are holding my attention. And then other than that, I've been journaling a lot, kind of getting back into writing to kind of process my feelings and all kinds of that kind of stuff. And I recently received a new wholesale order for fall, so I just ordered the yarn for that so I can start dyeing that up. And did my taxes, which as a small business owner, never fun, but I have a tax company I work with, so they make it a little bit easier on me. Hanging out with friends, getting dinner a lot with friends, and cleaning my house, purging things, and exploring new music to get into. So yeah, just really leaning into me time and that kind of thing right now before we get into summer, when it's going to be time to get outside more and enjoy that sunny weather. So that's all I have to share. All those details I shared will be in the down bar below, so you can see all of that there. Feel free to pop in any questions if you have any, or share with me any of the things you've been watching or reading or knitting that you would like to share. Until next time, bye.